Ray, EVs are not cheap, but a few really good options can be found for under 50 grand. Can't believe we're saying that 50 grand is cheap these days, but it's where we're at in 2022.
Okay, well then, wow.
50 grand.
Yeah, 50 grand. So EVs are not cheap, but you can find a few under 50 grand. I like that. How many can you find under 50 grand?
You can find over a dozen under 50 grand. However, I have found the 9 best EVs under 50 grand, and a few of these fall well under 40 grand.
Very cool.
Now, I decided to go for the 50 grand cap because it really just opens up the possibilities for those who are looking for faster charging, more range. If they're willing to go, let's say, bump up from $40,000 to like $46,000, you get so much more out of the electric vehicle that you can afford. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
The 9 best EVs under $50,000. The first one on the list, which, by the way, these aren't in any particular order. I just kind of did the research and compiled it for you. So the fact that the 2023 Volkswagen ID4 is first on this list does not mean it's better than the rest, okay? But the ID4... Here's the catch.
Yes.
The ID4, it starts now. The U.S.-built ID4 starts around $37,500.
Okay.
That is not bad if you ask me. But you got to make sure that it is a Tennessee-built VIN number if you live in the United States, because U.S.-built ID4s qualify for the new revised EV tax credit.
Very cool.
However, if you get a German-built ID4, because of the Made in North America clause in the new law, you would not qualify. So if you want to get at least $3,750 and possibly the full $7,500 incentive, make sure you get an ID4 built in America.
And those are built in a factory in Chattanooga, I think?
Yeah, here in Appalachia where I live, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Very cool.
Now, range is decent.
Okay.
It's not the best, but it's great for the price, okay? The $37,000 500 price tag where you're starting, okay? That is going to be 208 miles of range. That is nothing to really brag about. I'll be honest. Don't go bragging to your Tesla friends that you've got 208 miles of range. Nobody's going to care. However, that's way more affordable than the similarly sized Model Y, which now goes for like $67,000.
Okay, well, there's about a $30,000 difference.
Yes. Charging speeds have been improved for the 2023 model year. So you're now looking at adding about 200 miles of driving range in 28 minutes. But keep in mind, about 90% of the time, you're going to charge at home overnight while you're sleeping, just like you charge your phone. But on road trips, 200 miles in just under 30 minutes, it's okay with me.
I have a question.
Sir.
When you charge your car, should you put it on Do Not Disturb? Sorry.
That's good. That was good. And if you're willing to spend a bit more, in the low to mid 40s, you can get an ID4 rear-wheel drive with 274 miles of range. So that's like 70 miles of extra range if you're willing to bump up into the mid $40,000 range. Keep in mind, we got to make sure that these Volkswagen dealers are not putting any additional dealer markups on these cars, but still, if you can find one at MSRP, it's a solid deal for under $50,000.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Next one, the Model 3. I'm going to go through this one a little bit quicker because a lot of us know quite a bit about the Model 3. The rear-wheel drive Model 3, formerly known as Standard Range Plus, is the only one available for under $50,000. For $48,490, including destination charges, you get 272 miles of range, decent fast charging, so adding 200 miles in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, most importantly, you get the supercharger network. This is a good option if you travel a lot, okay? Because I use Electrify America, and I'm honestly, it's sad, but I'm getting used to the frequent failures of the Electrify America network. The supercharger network, it's great. They don't break. They don't mess up. Tesla maintains them regularly, and it's growing quickly. So keep that in mind if you travel a lot.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on that, Ray?
Hey, I can't remember the last time I went 200 miles anywhere in one day.
Yeah,
so I think I'm good in any of these at this point.
Yeah, but a little dose of reality. I got to remind everyone that the rear-wheel drive Model 3, when it was known as the Standard Range Plus, it was available for about $40,000, so $8,000 cheaper. just about a year and a half ago. So prices have gone up. Hopefully they stay under 50 grand though. Moving on, the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV. Okay.
What's the difference between EV and EUV?
The EUV is like, I don't know, 5% bigger, maybe 10% bigger. It's not much bigger, but it's a stretched, an engorged
it's
Chevrolet Bolt.
Like they would call the Audi 8L. It's the longer version.
Perhaps,
yeah.
yes, perhaps.
Okay.
Now the starting price of the Bolt EV
yes.
is $26,595. That's before destination. However, we've seen dealers continue to mark these up a bit. If you go all the way Bolt EUV, the larger size with all the additional add-ons, like the additional features, you'd be getting up closer to $40,000.
Gotcha.
Okay. Range is impressive. When I tell people the range of the Chevy Bolt, they're usually surprised because I trash on the Bolt a lot because of how slow it charges and, of course, the recall. But charging speeds, they suck. However, range is about 250 miles.
Wow.
That's not bad.
No.
247 to 259. Ray, did you know that the Chevy Bolt can go like 250 miles on a charge? That's almost the same as my Ioniq 5.
I had no idea.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that really is in comparison to everything else out there. Yeah.
So as long as you get the Bolt that already has the new battery post recall,
yes.
Remember they all got new batteries, it's by far the best affordable electric option if you do not travel very often. Okay.
Now the Bolts don't have the new Ultium batteries?
No.
Okay.
They do not have the new Ultium batteries.
Okay.
That would be cool if somehow they someday receive to that, but
they will
not right now.
Okay.
Keep in mind, charging is very slow, 55 kilowatt max power. That adds about 200 miles of range in 1 hour. So for my family, we didn't even consider the Bolt because we travel quite a bit. And having a 6-year-old in the back seat, charging for 1 hour every 200 miles does not sound nice to us. But it does qualify for the new federal EV tax credit starting at the beginning of the year.
Wow, very cool.
Thinking about getting auto insurance? Compare quotes from all the major carriers in one place. Join YAA.com/insurance. It's quick, easy, and no spam.
And then next on the list, these two, I'm going to lump them together, okay? The Hyundai Kona and the Kia Niro Electric. So the electric versions of the Kona and the Niro, they can be had for in the mid-30s, okay?
Wow, very good.
However, for the 2023 model year, Kia came along and decided to completely redo their Niro Electric, and with that came a price bump. So if you're looking at the 2022 Niro EV, it's more affordable. But the better looking, insert picture here, 2023 Niro EV is going to cost a bit more. So now we're starting at $42,000 rather than like the upper 30s.
Gotcha.
But these are still way more affordable than like the EV6 from Kia and the Ioniq 5 from Hyundai. Range is decent. So the Kona Electric gets 258 miles of range, while the Niro 253. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Once again, the downfall is just the charging speeds. It's better than the Bolt, but with 100 kilowatt max DC fast charging, that's adding about 175 miles of range in 45 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's okay. It's not the best, though.
You got to eat lunch.
Yeah, got to eat lunch. Got to pick and choose your battles, right? Lunch or fast charging.
Yes.
All right. I know it's a long list, Ray, but we're going to get there. Polestar 2. If you like minimalist, Nordic-looking, basically Volvo-styled EVs, the Polestar 2 is for you. It's the most direct competitor to the Tesla Model 3, and it's priced similarly. Now, the reason I included it on the list is even though the price with destination fees is $49,800, right under $50,000.
It is.
I included it because, number one, it's awesome. Number two, this is no haggle pricing, direct to consumer pricing, so you're not going to have to worry about those dealer markups.
Gotcha.
Range is decent. Charging speeds are pretty good. Check it out on our website if you want to see the full details about the Polestar 2. I'm a big fan of it.
Sounds like
Now, the next two are siblings of the eGMP platform, the Kia EV6 and Hyundai Ioniq 5. And you might be thinking, wait, I can get one of these awesome EVs for under $50,000? Only if you go for the base trim. But hey, the base trim is still adequately, what's the word for it? Equipped.
Yes,
Equipped.
I like that, yes. Yes.
it's adequately
Kind of like
equipped.
me, adequately equipped.
Just like you, Ray.
Yeah,
That's exactly
well.
what I was thinking. Price. So the key here is finding one without dealer markups, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you could find one without dealer markups, which I worked with Hyundai 112 in Long Island, New York, and I know there are a few others around the nation who sell everything at MSRP. You can find one for the low to mid 40s, more likely mid 40s, okay? But for that price, you're going to get between 230 and 300 miles of range for either of these vehicles, and ultra fast charging, okay? So with 800 volt architecture, these are the two most affordable super duper fast charging vehicles that you can buy, period, right now. I mean, they charge just as fast almost as a Porsche Taycan.
Wow.
So yeah, we're talking adding 200 miles of range for either the EV6 or the Ioniq 5 in just 18 minutes.
Wow, that's pretty darn good.
And as an Ioniq 5 owner myself, I can confirm that that is true as long as the Electrify America station is working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And we got one more on the list, and then
Okay.
I'm going to shut up, okay?
No, you don't have to
Thank
shut
you.
up.
And if you've stuck with us for this long in the video, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. We appreciate that.
We
okay?
do.
But hopefully you're finding something useful from this info. The Mustang Mach-E from Ford. Last but certainly not least, this entry-level Mustang Mach-E starts under 50 grand if you can find it without dealer markups. And in my experiences using YAA Car Search, I tend to find that Ford dealers are marking up these Mustang Mach-E's more than some of the other automakers out there, so that's a bit discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can find one, they do start at about $48,000 with destination, 247 miles of range with the standard range battery pack, and decent fast charging.
Yeah.
So there you have it, Ray. I mean, it also it qualifies for the new tax credit too, so that's good news.
That is good news. So it seems as if you can find something, if you're interested, from the mid-20s up to just under $50,000, and depending on how quickly you need it to charge, you can get away with a decently equipped EV for relatively little money in comparison to some
possible.
other things out there.
Yeah, in 2022 dollars, little money.
Yeah, well.
But yes, I agree with you, Ray. There's a lot to be considered, especially if you're trying to stay under that $50,000 price cap. You might be able to find what you want at that price. Just try to stay away from those dealer markups. Or go the direct-to-consumer route, like with Tesla or Polestar.
Yep, I'll do my best, I promise.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate you having me.